Andy, it's good to see you.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Thanks so much for having us over. I think I've got a hard act to follow with the three guests that you've had in front of me tonight.
We're just going to ease it into the slow, steady roll, put it on cruise control, and right out here tonight. But the good thing is, this is going to be back on audio. The guys can back and listen to all of it. It's going to be on video too. You can tape it, put it on YouTube. They can watch it back the next day, and you can use this as a selling tool for your American Legion players. So watch our interviews with Mr. Ken Makovic and Mr. Shell and Stanford and Kenny, and find out what's going on about this.
Well, that
team.
sounds great, and I can't thank you enough for promoting the program and just looking after and keeping up with all the sports that you do. It's amazing the job that you do with Greensboro Sports.
Yeah, the thing about it is there's so much out there, you kind of want to go after the challenge. Not see how much you can get by doing, but see how much you can do, you know?
Right.
Better to go overboard than not go at all, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go all out while you can.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your thoughts about this American Legion team coming up? Because I know you guys have been involved with travel ball for several years. You've been here, you've been there, you've been everywhere, and now you'll be headed. You'll still be traveling some, but you're going to have a little bit more of a direction behind this, I think.
Well, I think so, and part of that started out when I was growing up. I played for Post 48 in Hickory, North Carolina, and we had just a terrific program up there. We ended up playing Cherville was always one of our nemesis teams over in that part of the state, and knowing that Stanford was going to be finishing up his senior year at Page, Kenny and I just put our heads together and felt like we really needed to promote more baseball in Greensboro proper. And I guess the starting point for that, since we can be somewhat involved, is with American Legion Baseball. But Andy, I think what would really be wonderful is if we could do something to strengthen the younger teams and the younger programs here in Greensboro. Stanford and Kenny both, I think, played out at Summerfield, and it just doesn't seem like that we've had the opportunities or the level of competition at
even the beginning
Greensboro.
level in Greensboro. You don't want to knock the people that go about their business every day, the Parks and Rec, but they've kind of taken it and scaled it down so much now where they have fewer teams. They finish the season up right around the end of June before the 4th of July. The season's over. They're done. They don't have any all-star teams anymore. I think for the Bronco and the younger levels, the Mustangs had no all-star teams anymore. And I don't say you can even get to a higher level if you don't have that. And having to go to Summerfield, other kids go to Pleasant Garden, you shouldn't have to be doing that either.
Well, I agree, and to be honest with you, Stanford started out in Greensboro proper and had a great coach, great experience, and I just think, obviously it's something that we probably can just improve a little bit. Parks and Recreation people do really a great job here, and I just they certainly have a very strong football program. The basketball program is terrific, and love to see baseball.
Yeah, back in the day, they would have the Bronco and Mustang. They had some all-star tournaments. They would have them down at Barber Park back when the kids were younger. Teams come up out of town.
Sure.
You have all-star tournaments and things like that, but they don't have those anymore.
Right. Well, and that was a little bit before my time, before we moved to Greensboro.
Right.
I guess we moved from Charlotte back about 16 years ago, and love Greensboro, love being here, and a lot of great baseball players come out of here.
What about this Page team this year? You and Mr. Mackey following your sons on the Page team. What are you looking for these guys to do late in the season here? Kind of get a late season run going.
Well, I guess what we're looking for now is just hopefully to be able to finish up strong, be able to get into the playoffs.
Now you guys are tracking it. What do you got to do to make the playoffs this year? Do they take the top 3 teams, or you guys got to go as a? Any ideas about that?
Yeah, I believe it's the top 4 teams.
Top 4, that's good.
Really,
that's good.
and so we've got to have some pretty good games coming up here to beat Dudley, who's got a very strong team this year.
Just beat Southern Alamance. It was a big win.
Yeah, and Southern Alamance is always bringing a good
and
team.
They're going
to the
after
field.
Southeast tomorrow night, so there's some big games coming up here quickly.
Absolutely.
I think Stanford and Kenny said next week you guys have, I guess, maybe Dudley and Southeast or Southern Alamance. You got some big games next week too.
We do. We play Smith over at Page tomorrow night. Dudley at Dudley, which is always a fun experience over there, and then we finish up next week Friday over at Page against Southern Alamance, and that'll be a great game.
Talk about Stanford's time on this team. What has he been able to do with this team? What has he accomplished being with this Page team? What have you been able to see your son do as he grew up playing for Page? He's come through that program.
Oh, absolutely. He started out on the Page program as obviously as a freshman, played JV for a good majority of the year, and then was brought up to varsity towards the last part of his freshman year, and has been a starter consistently his sophomore, junior, and senior year. He's had just a great time playing over at
It looks
Page.
like the program has improved the past couple of years, too. It's gotten better with the addition of Stanford, Kenny, and some other kids. We mentioned the Nail kid earlier. You've got Kenny Lake, you got Wesley, you got those kids that have helped this team get better. And you got, I like the guy, too. Coach Hart does a good job. This assistant coach, Coach Hutch, he's really kind of got that fire. Coach Pegram, those guys kind of got the fire helping this team. This team's gotten better the past couple of years.
Absolutely. Mike Hutchinson and Coach Pegram are just great additions to the team. They are always so positive. I think the kids all just really enjoy playing for them. And I think the Page program is getting stronger. We started out, I know, as Stanford's freshman year, there were 10 kids that came out for the JV team. All 10 kids made the team.
Absolutely.
And this year, I think there were probably about 30 that came out for the JV team. So
Quite a bit of growth
just
right
the
there.
alignment of the stars, or if people are getting a little bit more excited about Page baseball, and we certainly hope so.
Well, let's get back to the American Legion once again. Talk about the formation again of the team and what you guys are going to do. How are you going to be involved? Now, Mr. Mack's going to be involved. Ken Makovich's going to be heavily involved. You're going to be involved too. What's your involvement going to be like?
Yeah, well, I'm lucky enough to have developed a relationship with Ken Makovich back freshman year over at Page High School, and we kind of took the bull by the horns and started working on the field, raising some money and making the improvements over there. And so I have to say I'm sort of the idea and the color man, and I put all the heavy lifting over on Ken's shoulders over there, and I'm going to have a little talk with him about wearing that New York Yankees cap tonight. See if he can get I might have to go buy him an Atlanta Braves hat.
Absolutely.
So
a little further south then, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Are you looking forward to taking the team back down to Memorial Stadium? The kids were talking about that, kind of looking forward to playing some games there, because I know you may have had a chance after you moved here to see some games back there back in the day, possibly.
Oh, absolutely. When we first moved to Greensboro, it was we went to see who the Grasshoppers when they were
The Bats?
the Bats, Greensboro Bats, and that stadium has such a great history, and I think American Legion baseball over there, I think, can help revive a little bit of the history. And these kids will be stepping out there on the field, and playing in the same dirt that a lot of the major leaguers have played.
Jeter and
Oh,
Mariano
absolutely.
Rivera and Jorge Posada, all those guys. Yeah, even Don Mattingly going back to his day, and tons of guys like
Really,
that.
Don Mattingly, I didn't
He was there
realize
back in the
that.
day. Sure was.
That's true. You're just a world of wealth.
Local wealth. You get local wealth and you get local pay for that. So you just got to keep a good balanced budget going at local wealth and local
There
pay.
you go.
But you think about going back to the stadium there and think about the competition. This competition, you're not only going to have a good chance to get a little bit more direction you have with the travel ball, headed in the right direction, but the competition is going to be extremely tough, and that's good competition.
Oh,
Because you know yourself playing back when you played.
Oh, absolutely. And, the thing of it is Stanford's had the opportunity to be able to play with, teams like the North Carolina Baseball Academy. Scott Bankhead sets such a great foundation for these kids, both athletically, spiritually. He just instills, in these young men a sense of self-worth. And I think it's something that they're going to be able to take on the field at a level of competition with American Legion baseball that maybe perhaps they didn't find every time they stepped on the field with some of the travel teams. American Legion baseball is a tough baseball league. It's very, very competitive, and it's a team sport. It's not about what you do individually. It is, but it's really about what the team can do to get that win.
And it's serious business, too, because you mentioned the teams you played with back in the day, and the guys in Eastern Randolph and Asheboro and Rowan County and all over the state, they take that very seriously. You get down around Shelby, I mean, it's like a religion down there, sort of.
Oh, it's barbecue and baseball down in Shelby.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Cheerwine and moon pies.
A lot of cheerwine, that's right, going in that direction. Looking at the higher level, the major league stadiums, now your family probably traveled and saw a lot of baseball at the big league level over the years. So you go visit some cities and check out some major league games?
Oh, absolutely. My father was a Washington Redskins football fan, but he was an Atlanta Braves baseball fan. So that's how I grew up, and I remember going down and seeing Henry Aaron and play, and Phil Necro, and some of those greats from, I hate to tell you how long ago it was. I'll give up my age.
Very good days
Yes,
back
absolutely. And of course, behind the Braves, I was a Big Red machine as well.
Man, yeah.
A fan of the Big Red machine with Johnny Bench and Pete Rose, and all those guys that played
And Joe
around
Morgan
that time.
and Dave Concepcion and Big George Foster. Remember him back
Absolutely.
in those days? Great talent back in those days. So now you bring all this full circle. You've got a son that's going to be playing American Legion baseball, going on to college one day. Has Paige done the job for this kid, baseball-wise and academically? They've got the job done. You think he's ready to head this American Legion program and ready to head on to college next year, or is he ready?
Page baseball, Page high school, it has just been a great experience for him. But Andy, as you know, a lot of times it's what you make out of it. And Stanford is a young man that I really respect, because he tries to make the best out of every situation, gives 100% at everything he does, and it gives credit where credit is due. And so I think he's ready. He's probably got a little bit of senioritis as it is right now, but I think he's ready to take that next step into college. And I'm not sure exactly how. The first time I heard tonight, perhaps that he's leaning a little bit towards being a Tar Heel, and the fact that he may take a political roadmap down the road. We knew he was interested in law school, possibly engineering. He's very good at math and economics, and so I have no doubt he's going to be successful at whatever he does.
He's definitely got his money's worth in the things he's done over the years, no doubt about that.
He certainly has.
And
One of the things that's kind of funny, we bought Carolina Panther football tickets when we were living in Charlotte, and my wife is kind of sad she never gets to go to the games anymore, because it's usually Stanford now on the Sundays, and we can never leave one of those Panther games early. I don't care if they're winning big or losing big. He wants to stay till the very end because he wants to get all his money's worth.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you never think in your mind you're completely sure you're going to lose. There's always that chance something might happen. You still might win that game.
Absolutely, and I'm thankful that we've stayed to the end for some of those, because I would have left early.
Absolutely. Now, you and Mr. McAfee are putting this together. Can you give the people again the name of the team? Give me the post number one more time, and also any contact information you may have you can help us with.
Yeah, sure. It's post 368 and 386, post 386, and I don't think we've really come up with a name. Maybe we ought to do a contest.
So many of those teams, I think they just do the post name, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe the Greensboro Bombers or something along those lines.
It's like nobody ever used that nickname, the Greensboro Gorillas. I think Gorillas always loved that name, but
yeah, well, see, the Bombers though kind of likens back to the World War II years.
It does, yeah. Memorial Stadium.
Memorial
I like
Stadium.
that.
It kind of pulls all that together. You
That's good
see.
stuff. Yeah,
I have been thinking a little bit about this, Andy.
You've been doing some plotting. Some strategy sessions going on.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing,
Absolutely.
And how about the contact numbers again for you guys?
They can email me at jshell1@triad.rr.com. That's Jeff Shell, jshell, the number 1, at triad.rr.com. And my cell phone number is 336-549-2685. That's 336-549-2685.
Well, for tonight, I'll let you guys go. We may have to get with you again and find out and get an update from you how this is going, but just keep up the good work, and thanks for joining us. You gave us a good program. And we finally got Stanford in here. We also got Kenny in here, too. Kenny Mack came in for us. We knew about Stanford, what he would bring to the table, and Kenny came in and set that table and carried it well himself. You guys did a great job.
Well, listen, I tell you, again, I want to thank you for the great job that you do promoting Greensboro Sports at greensborosports.com.
Oh, yes.
And, and having us out here to Shane's Rib Shack.
The good thing about you guys that came in, all of you guys, good talkers, makes the show go smooth. Sit back, enjoy the good information. Excellent talkers.
Well, you're a great interviewer.
Okay, keep it going. These questions here, we didn't have to use all these. We'll save these for another day and bring you some more later on.
That sounds great.